What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and Fortnite's 6th birthday has officially arrived in Fortnite, which kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, Fortnite's birthday arriving in Fortnite would be the most likely game for it to arrive in, but regardless of the point, it's here. We have some quests to do for some free rewards, including a pickaxe, a spray, and even our first ever common rarity back bling. So I'll be going through all the cosmetics and all the changes, because there also is some unique non-birthday related stuff that happened with this update for you guys to keep in mind. However, firstly, I want to mention something very important. If you look all the way down here in the bottom left of the video, and I'll even kind of like zoom this in, right? I'll go ahead and live edit right now. If you look down there, instead of thanking the bus driver, you wish the bus driver a happy birthday. This is something that is only for this event, and it's the first time they've ever done it, especially for, you know, like a birthday event or whatever in Fortnite. But yeah, you can currently wish the Fortnite driver a happy birthday, and there's even a quest, which is actually one of the first ones I've already done that I can't show you guys visually in game, where you have to wish the bus driver a happy birthday. And by doing that, you get a little bit of a completion text that says, "Oh, the bus driver's wearing a little party hat. I wish you could see it." Now, it is a little bit of an interesting thing, you know, mention that, you know, Fortnite's Battle Royale's birthday is actually apparently the bus driver's birthday as well. And if that's the case, is our bus driver 6 years old? That would be a little weird. How has the 6-year-old got its license or anything? I don't even know, but that is one thing to keep in mind. And then in terms of other challenges, we also have one to dance with characters in different matches. You have to do this twice. Now, this one is actually easier than you may think, because it's not something where you have to like hire an NPC or anything. All you have to do is go ahead and go near an NPC that you can talk to, not even a hireable one. You just go near one you can talk to, and you end up hiring that. Well, not hiring them, but you just end up dancing near them, and it counts, right? You don't have to hire them or anything like that. You just have to be near them. So if we go to our quest menu, dance near a different character, and we go over here to the little like gas station area, we don't have to hire her or anything, which is Diamond Diva, but we can go ahead and complete the challenge just by doing a little bit of a dance move over here. So let's go ahead, go through all the doors and everything, get closer to her, and then do an emote, right? We just kind of move for a second, and then boom, dance with characters in different matches has been completed. We got 20,000 XP. We even got a spray reward because we've now completed 3 of the challenges. But in terms of other challenges you can do during the event, we have one to collect birthday presents. You have to collect 3 birthday presents. We have one to land 4 times during Fortnite's 6th birthday. That is one that is currently active. We have one to consume 5 birthday cakes, which I'll go ahead and show you guys the location of those in a very, very short moment. We have one to use 6 balloons, and then we have 2 placeholder ones that can be enabled in the future. One of the placeholder ones is to play 6 matches, and the other one is to down 6 enemies, you know, to make fun of Fortnite's 6th birthday. But yeah, you know, a pretty decent selection of challenges, with 2 that could potentially release later down the line for the mini event going on right now. And if you're someone who's curious where you can find the birthday cakes and everything, you can find them on the map in tons of different locations. Like if you look right here, there's ones at basically every single POI. You have Eclipse Estate, Breakwater Bay, all of the main POIs in the game, you can find them. And if we go all the way over here, you know, we run upwards, we will be able to find the birthday cakes. Now, each of these cakes give you 10 health and 10 shield, so they can be a very useful healing item. You're unable to actually put them in your inventory and store them for later though, so you have to eat them off the ground. But luckily, you're not just eating a cake that's sitting there on the pavement or anything else. They do have a plate on them, right? So it does make sense. You're not eating dirty cake. It is just kind of there existing. And as you can see, each one we eat actually gives us 10 health and shield. And at each of the locations, you have enough to basically give you up to around, I think, like 80 health and shield. Yep, we have exactly 80 right there, and of course you get 800 XP as a bonus, so it is a nice little thing to see. Now, for completing one quest, as I've already mentioned, you get this pickaxe that we have right here. Its trail is actually related to the candle on top, and then its little hit effects are related to the little cake slices on the actual pickaxe, but it is a pretty, you know, decent overall trail that we got going on, right? I think it's a pretty simplistic little pickaxe to have in the game, and definitely a nice one if you're someone who likes to celebrate your birthday or even a friend's birthday or something like that, because something I've seen people do with the whole entire like cake pickaxes is go ahead and use them whenever they're kind of having like a mini birthday party for a friend or something in Fortnite, right? Because it's like, hey, you know, it's like we're sharing a cake not just for the game Fortnite, but for someone's birthday, Joe Schmo's birthday or whatever, right? So it is a nice little thing you can do that is just kind of, you know, convenient in some ways, and overall, you know, is a nice little cosmetic set to obtain. Now, of course, I mentioned that we have the first ever common rarity pickaxe, pickaxe. Well, actually not pickaxe, but you know, we have the first ever common rarity back bling in the game, which is very interesting to me, right? The whole entire cake back bling is actually common rarity, which is unique because they've never really done that before with the cake back blings. Previously, all of the back blings have kind of been in the blue rarity, you know, the uncommon to common rarity, all that type of area, or I guess the uncommon to rare. But this is the first time we've actually seen them go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to make this common rarity, and it does allow for people to kind of make a common rarity combination where they're like, oh, a default skin plus whatever else equals this masterful combination of just all common stuff in the game. But of course, that isn't the only thing that happened with today's content update, because on top of it, if we go ahead and go to our augment selector, one of the things you'll notice is the game time augment, which was supposed to be enabled a week ago, has officially been enabled in the game, and it is the only way you're able to actually obtain chug splashes. Now, the pizza party and chug splash augment, you know, game time is insanely common. Like, you will find that every other reroll. It is like shockingly everywhere in the game, but it is still something that you're going to be able to find in game. It is still something that you're able to use, and it overall is a nice little augment to have. Now, of course, it will help people who are just still doing, you know, the Piper Pace snapshot quest, because you'll have an easier way of getting the pizza pit party item. But of course, you know, it is odd to see how they waited until now to actually go ahead about enabling it. Now, in terms of the other augment, I haven't had as much luck of finding them as I've had with the game time augment. You know, the game time one, insanely rare, insanely common, but the other ones I can never find in the game for one reason or another. Just like probably has a slight lower rarity or something. But if you're curious what those are, we have 3 of them. 2 of the unvaulted augments are actually ones we can show right now, being Shell Slide, which gives you shotgun shells while sliding. Pretty simplistic augment. This one is enabled until the end of the season. And we have Bloodhound, which makes it so whenever you shoot an enemy with a marksman rifle or a sniper shot, they'll be revealed for a brief duration, similar to if you had pinged them with a flare gun or if you had used the shakedown mechanic from previous chapters. So it is nice to see those 2 augments coming to the game. However, we have a new augment that is only for the next 7 days. This is only for the birthday event, and it is the jump balloon augment, where whenever you jump, you actually get a balloon attached to your back. This is very interesting because it's kind of like a remastered version of the old balloon augment we had in the game, where around every 30 to 60 seconds a new balloon would pop up on your back. So, you know, it's very interesting to see how instead of doing that system, they're now doing a system where you just kind of summon a balloon by jumping. And another very interesting thing about that specific augment is that while balloons and birthday presents aren't enabled in the core, you know, tournament system for Battle Royale or anything, the jump balloon augment actually is, and it's intended to be enabled in those modes so that you're able to actually obtain the normal balloons in tournaments through only that augment. So, you know, it's a little bit of an oddity situation where it's like balloons technically aren't in tournaments. However, there is an augment that allows it to be enabled that Epic Games intentionally wanted to be enabled in those modes. And actually, while recording this video, a hotfix has actually just been pushed to change one of the daily quests in the game. So if you've gone in your daily quest menu and you've managed to find a quest that was something like, oh, hire a specialist NPC, which if we go to the character menu is people like Nolan Chance, Piper Pace, we have Royal Bomber, Beast Mode, those type of NPCs, that quest has actually been disabled and replaced with a quest to collect 5 ranged weapons. So, you know, while that isn't related to the birthday event entirely or anything like that, it is interesting to see how they decided to go ahead and just like revoke one of the daily quests and replace it with something else. I assume there was like a bug with it or something, maybe even a glitch that caused them to have to do this random change out of nowhere. But like I was saying, the jump balloon augment is an augment that's only enabled for the next 7 days and will be vaulted with the V26.20 update, where we actually unlock Ahsoka Tano's quest and all the extra rewards a part of her set. So just keep that in mind. You know, one of the augments that have been unvaulted or, you know, re-enabled and everything in the game will only be here for 1 week before it just vanishes back into the void. Now, one of the other items that I haven't been able to showcase to you guys because my RNG is just terrible is birthday presents, which are basically similar to Winterfest presents and all that type of stuff, where you would basically throw a gift box on the ground, you would break it, it would be like a 1x1, you know, like if, for example, if you had boxed yourself up in a Battle Royale match, it would be that exact same size, and by breaking it, there would be loot inside of it. It could be a legendary weapon, it could be, you know, just a normal, like, rare weapon or whatever else, it could be healing items, tons of stuff stuff like that, but it is one of those augments, or I guess not even augments, but it is one of the items that you can find in game. It's just a lot rarer than you may be expecting. Now, of course, you have to find 3 of them in order to complete the challenge, but of course, if you're playing enough during the birthday event, you'll definitely be able to complete that challenge, and you don't even have to complete specifically that, because as you can see, you have to do 5 birthday quests, but you can leave 1 quest undone, meaning if you can't find the birthday presents and you just give up on that system, you at least are still able to actually complete the rest of the quest. Now, in terms of other things that have actually happened with today's update, we have to talk about the Todoroki Ice Wall Mythic. Now, there has been a weird bug going on recently, where if you're using grapple gloves, if you're using kinetic boomerang, for example, if you're using both of those in creative mode, or any weapon that visually shows up on your hand, it wouldn't exist. It would just be your normal hand there. However, for some reason, later last night, Epic Games had actually patched that and made it so that when you actually equip these items, you can properly see it on your arm, right? So you no longer really have to worry about this item kind of just being vanished in invisible mode or anything like that. You can once again see the actual mythic for Todoroki's Ice Wall enabled in-game on your arm. When you're sprinting, it doesn't like vanish or anything else like that. It stays equipped to your hand. And other weapons that you use in creative mode, such as grapple gloves or, you know, the kinetic boomerang that shows up visually on your arm as well, will work once again, and you can see them in game. So, you know, that is a nice little change to see. And when I actually made a tweet about that, some people were shocked because they just thought it was intentional that you weren't able to see it, right? They thought that this wasn't supposed to be something that was enabled, and they thought when it did show up, that was actually the glitch. But no, it was the opposite way around, where you were supposed to see it this entire time. However, it wasn't showing up due to a glitch. Luckily, that's been patched now, so now you can run around with your hand just being completely frozen with Todoroki's Ice Wall. With that said, for anyone out there wondering how long they have to actually complete the birthday quest, you have until the 26th at 12 a.m. Eastern Time, which is around 4 hours before downtime will begin for the next update, to complete your quest. So, you know, you have a decent amount of time. However, don't like wait off too long on doing them, because you might lock yourself out of getting all the rewards for free, depending on how your RNG might be in order to find things like balloons, birthday presents, that type of stuff. But, you know, overall, they are pretty simplistic challenges, pretty easy things you're able to do in game, and it shouldn't take you too long, right? Maybe like an hour or 2 maximum if you're trying to complete all the quests, because, you know, it's going to be a little bit harder to find birthday presents, but at the same time, you know, you will still have a decent amount of grind to actually do. And if you want to complete them with the fastest speed possible, you can of course focus specifically on them by doing things such as landing in matches and then instantly leaving, so that you've technically landed in a match, and just doing that 4 times before you're actually playing out any matches, because, you know, that will just give you 20,000 XP and progress towards the birthday bonus goals easily like that. Or you can go ahead and just completely play out the matches, you know, listen to some music or whatever else. But with that said, I hope this video was informative and got you guys hyped up for everything currently going on for Fortnite, you know, regarding the birthday event and other changes here and there. But also, one final thing I should mention is that if you participated in the Refer a Friend 2.0 program, but it was bugged and you weren't getting rewards, it appears that they've started randomly sending out some of those rewards to people's accounts. So you may have received the Immortal Oasis wrap entirely for free, and you may have also gotten the double up like spray wrap as well, entirely, well, not spray wrap, but, you know, spray for free, which if we actually go to our menu, I can go ahead and show you the spray. If we go over here to the double category, if I can find it at all, yeah, this spray, the double draw spray, you might have received this and the actual wrap that goes along with this set for free by having registered to the program previously, because there was some bugs with it before. They never ended up fixing it or whatever else, but it appears as they're hyping up and, you know, getting prepared for Refer a Friend 3.0, those rewards have started to get properly granted to people's accounts. So just keep that in mind. You may notice that you get a free wrap or even a free spray just by logging in within the next few days. Now, it isn't confirmed that everyone is going to get it. I've only just heard a lot of reports of other people just getting it out of nowhere, but it does kind of mention that, you know, there might be a requirement of having registered to the website sometime before, you know, it's actually gone down. So, you know, sometime in the past few months, you may have had to register and you just never got the rewards that you were supposed to get back then. So just keep that in mind, right? There's a little bit of some oddities going on here and there, but there is some free rewards that people have begun to obtain. With that said, however, my name's FireMonkey. Hope champions and chambettes enjoyed today's YouTube video. If you did and want to support more of my content, consider checking out my other channels. We have FireMonkey, which is just a commentary channel. So, you know, it's FireMonkey minus the I, and then we have FireMonkey Plus, which is longer form videos, like an hour-long episodes and stuff like that, where you can just kind of watch me ramble on about, you know, random nonsense. I have a video coming out later today of me actually playing Titanfall 2, so if that's something you're interested in, definitely go check out those other channels. They'll both be linked in the description down below and in my pinned comment, assuming that, you know, I'm able to link stuff like that in pinned comments. So until next time, I'll catch you champs and champions later, and after I beat this bot right here, peace out.